Okay, let's get started. Hey horror freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is the first time here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get notification every single time that I post a video, and I post every single week. As you can see from the title, today's video is going to be the list of the scariest horror movies ever according to science. This list is based on a study that Broadband Choices did. By the end of the list, you're going to be hearing if I do agree or disagree with this list, because I have heard both. I have seen people that completely agree with it, and I see people that, of course, not. Like, they do not agree at all. I think that horror is very subjective. So, like, the things that maybe scare you may not scare me, and vice versa. So, doing this list, I don't know. I don't think that we should like completely say like these are indeed like the top 10 scariest horror movies ever, but we're going to check them out. So if you want to know, keep on watching. Now, just in case that you don't know how this study works, basically they're going to base this on the heart rate. They're going to see how you react to the film. Of course, a group of people, what's involved in this, and that is going to define which films are the scariest according to how the people's heart will react and how scared they're going to be. I think that for me that will work because, for example, I get really excited when I hear the first tunes of Halloween soundtrack and my heart starts racing, but it's because I'm excited, not because I'm scared. I don't think I will be a right person to do that type of studio, because for the most part I will get excited because I'm watching horror, not because I'm scared. But by the end of the video, you're probably going to realize that there is a pattern between all these 10 films. The first one is The Conjuring 2. I am not surprised to see this film, since this film has a lot of jump scares, and these type of films tend to be considered the scariest ones ever because of what they are showing and the story and all of that. In my opinion, The Conjuring and the Conjuring universe in general, it's kind of rated. Like, there is not my favorite universe by any means. I have watched, of course, the films. I don't think that The Conjuring, specifically The Conjuring 2, is bad, but I don't think that it's like the best thing either, or that it's so damn scary. But I kind of get why people in general maybe get scared. If you have watched the films, of course, you're going to understand why, and also the rest of the list. If you have watched them, you're gonna click it why people get so scared. It's because mostly of the jump scares. Like, this type of films, they abuse of these silent moments, and suddenly, bam, jump scares that you can see from a mile away. And also the possessions and the exorcisms scenes, people get really scared. So a combination of all that, of course, is going to create one of the scariest horror movies ever. Number 9, it's one that I don't like at all, Paranormal Activity. The first time I watched this film, I got bored and I fall asleep. And I remember that I was around maybe 7 or 8. I was a child, and my mom bought the DVD and we watched it at home. And I didn't like it. I have watched it a few times and I still don't like it. And I don't get why people overhype this film or why people like it so much. But once again, the film has jump scares and it's a pattern. Like I see, you're going to realize by the video that the majority of the films, they have that and they abuse of it. A few of them not, but the majority of them they do. So of course, the result that you're going to have is someone with a heart racing, basically trying to get out of the chest. But for me, Paranormal Activity is overrated. I'm sorry. Number 8, we have A Quiet Place Part 2. This one actually is a good film. Like, I think that is an actual good film. And I get why people will get scared, because this film, of course, it's very silent, meaning that the sounds, when it happens, they will scare you like double the effect. But at least it's a good film. So I can forgive this because this is an actual good one. The 7th place is It Follows. This is a film that I don't hate, but I didn't love it either. For me, it's just a little bit overrated. Maybe I will have to rewatch it. I haven't watched it in a time. But I kind of get why this one is also on the list. This one, I get why people like it. It's just I didn't. But I get why, and the way that the film is, and how tense and anxious can make you feel. Of course, this is going to contribute of how you're going to react to it. So, well, I can forgive this. Like A Quiet Place Part 2 and It Follows, I can forgive those because that's understandable. Next, we have Terrified, or in Spanish, Aterrados. This one is from Argentina. This film is actually good. Like, once again, I will forgive the fact that it's on the list because I think that this one is actually pretty good. I didn't feel like scared with it, but I get why people will get really scared with it. I don't want to give spoilers of any of these films. As you can tell, I haven't been given much details about each individual film because I don't really want to like ruin you the experience, like contradictory to the fact that all my reviews have spoilers. But I don't want to give you spoilers on this because if you haven't watched any of this, then maybe you will get interest in it, into watching it. I want you to feel like surprised and maybe scared, and because if I tell you everything, that will take that effect away. So this is why I'm going very briefly over each film. This one, it's really good. Next on the list, we have a favorite of so many, but not mine, Hereditary. This one is considered the best A24 horror movie ever. I remember I watched this one on quarantine. This film came out in 2018 and I didn't watch it until 2020 because my roommate was like, how you haven't watched this? This is the best film ever. You need to watch this. And I saw so many people with the hype of this film that I was expecting something and it turned out to be something completely different. I think that that's like me to blame, like having that overhype of the film, because probably if I had just watched it when the film came out, maybe it wouldn't have happened. I'm not saying that the film is bad by any means, and I get why people will get scared. The film is able to really make you feel tense, anxious, even uncomfortable at times. So I'm not saying that the film is bad, but it's not a favorite of mine. I prefer Midsommar over Hereditary, but still, I'm not saying that it's bad, but it's just not a favorite of mine. And next, The Conjuring, the first one. This one, I like it this one way better than I did with the second one and even the third one. I think that this one, since it's the first one, it's the best. It's the first time that we saw Ed and Lorraine Warren with Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. I think that they did a really good job, and I think that the whole film is, it's really good. And of course, the case brought the attention to it. Of course, we have Annabelle on it, has a lot of elements on it. So I get why people get scared with this, but once again, it's the type of films that were abused of jump scares and loud sounds and has possession slash exorcism scenes. So for me, it's like, I will get it, but I'm sorry, but that's just, I wouldn't like I wouldn't say that it's like playing dirty or like cheating, but this feels like the basic stuff to do. Like you want to scare someone, just jump scares, loud noises, like really loud noises after being really silent, and an exorcism. That will get people really scared, and I don't know, like it's a very basic formula, and I am not the biggest fan of it. Although I like The Exorcist, but to be fair, that's the first film we ever saw on exorcism, and it doesn't abuse of jump scares and loud noises, so I wouldn't put it on the list. On the top three, we have Insidious. This one, I love it, this one. Like the ending, it blew my mind. I really like it, this one. Of course, it has Patrick Wilson. Once again, I think that he is a really good actor, specifically in horror. So this one, it's a little bit better and I can forgive it because this one is actually good and creepy as hell. Second on the list, we have the one that was on the top of the list for a very long time. It is Sinister. Ethan Hawke did a really good job in this one. I think that this one is indeed the one that should be on the first place. I didn't get scared, but I can do admit that it is indeed one of those films that will get people really scared. So it was a huge surprise when I saw that was actually on the second, behind the one on the top on the list, Host of 2020. This film was filmed during quarantine. It's on Zoom format. I watched it on Shudder. It's available on Shudder. And I got bored of it. I didn't like it at all. like this is not the type of film. I don't really like that type of technology on horror films. I don't know. They aren't my type of film, but still, I decided to give it a try. I just didn't got it. I didn't got why people love it so much. Maybe you did, and that's fine. Like, I won't judge. Like, I don't judge people by liking a specific film that I didn't. We all have our own taste. That's the beauty of horror. We all have our different tastes, and that's fine. But I just didn't get it. Like, calling it the scariest film ever, according to science, of course. I'm not saying that this is a bad study, that they should have done it, this is trash, but no. Like, no. But I do disagree with it. I do. If I were to say my top 10 scariest films ever, I will have to like sit down and really think that, like really. So there's no way for me to say in it right now, but definitely, like I said, The Exorcist will be in it. Sinister will be also in it. Well, I think that this is all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know which one is for you. The scariest film ever, or the one that really got you scared. That film that hard to go to sleep, gave you nightmares. Let me know. In my case, it was Trilogy of Terror. My mom got me into watching that when I was like around maybe 6 or 7. I'm not sure. And the third story about the Sun doll. I hate that doll with my life. I can watch it now. Like, I don't have any sort of trauma and I refuse to watch it. Like, I don't watch it, but definitely that doll gave me nightmares for a while. I hate that doll. Specifically, is the sound. Is that sound that she makes that is so damn awful. Like, I hate it. And she's so damn ugly. I'm sorry. I'd rather have Chucky and all the gang and all the dolls of Dead Silence than having that doll. Because she's ugly as hell. Oh well. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to see you guys on my next video. Bye.